Hey guys, welcome back to Puck and Stuff Podcast, episode 5. Back with my boy T-Dog. How we doing, T-Dog?
You know what? After that Flames game, phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
Beautiful. I would also like to give a sponsor to, well, a man can dream.
A man can dream that.
Well, dreams do become reality. And as a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I would like to say that we're going to the Super Bowl, boys. Love to hear it. Love to see it. And Joe Burrow. Oh, my God. I love you, man.
I'm just so glad that I don't have to see Jackson Mahomes dance on the sideline at the Super Bowl.
Oh, dude.
All right? As a sports fan, you are saving like 10 years on my life.
Oh, thank
All right?
God.
I don't actually care, but seriously, good for the Bengals. I mean, what, 31 years, right?
Yeah. No, 30 years. About 30.
Since the last playoff entrance. So, I mean, you
because
go into the thing. To the Super Bowl now? I saw a stat. Joe Burrow is, what, you said the youngest?
he the first overall pick to win the Heisman, win a national championship, and he has a chance to win a Super Bowl.
That's phenomenal.
That is insane.
Second season.
I'm not going to lie. I also got to say, as a Cincinnati fan, I never had a team that got as far as they did in playoffs for almost any sport. But oh my God, your heart like drops at any play it goes wrong or right. Like your heart rate goes through the roof. Next, when I watch Super Bowl, I want to get out like an armband that reads your heart rate because I'm terrified. I felt my heart pumping through my chest during that game. When you left when OT was happening and you left, my heart was pumping when they won the coin toss. I was like, no, it's Josh Allen 2.0.
I think everyone is like a huge fan of Evan McPherson now because he's done it twice where he goes for the warm-up kick, then he goes up to coach and he's like, well, guess we're moving on. Yeah. Guess what?
Hey, coach, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Who doesn't love the Cincinnati team? Like, everyone is just hyping up Joe Burrow, man. But, okay, you got to give some love to Jamar Chase.
Oh, I love him. Just anyone who is curious, the Bengals did win 27-24 in OT. They were down 24-3 and had an amazing second half comeback, which gave them the win in OT. Big defensive stop. I love the defense. I didn't really think they were like a top 10 defense in any way, and obviously going 2-14 in the season, it was very shocking to see that happen, especially between like a explosive offense like the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Tyreek Hill. It's like, wow, did not expect that.
Well, the one thing that I had going through my mind, like at the start of the game, was they were giving Mahomes all this room, but the O-line for the Bengals just kept getting broken. Burrow just didn't have a lot of time to run out of the pocket and make some plays, which definitely I think held them back a little bit in the first half. But that second half was just way more dominant by Cincinnati.
I gotta give the offensive line a little bit of credit, but after the Tennessee Titans game, after 9 sacks, they only allowed 1. Patrick Mahomes got sacked 3 times that game. I gotta give them that. I gotta give them the benefit of doubt. They did improve much better, but now that they're going to the Super Bowl against another aggressive defensive line, we're gonna need a lot more improvement.
That Rams offense is dominant. And that's why I picked them to win against the 49ers. I saw just offensive dominance. Yeah. And we didn't really see that till, I would say, third quarter?
Yeah, I would say third. Aaron Donald basically told the team to get their shit together, and then they did.
Yeah, pretty 100%. Much. But R.I.P. Jimmy Garoppolo there with that last play and just absolutely just fumbled it for the team. For the 49ers there.
Yeah.
That was, what was, okay, no. I see what he was trying to do there. Try and just kind of toss it up to, can't remember which player that was, but he overthrew it by about a foot.
Yeah, he overthrew it by his head, and it was interception, and it basically ended the game. And also, I would like to say, good for Matt Stafford for all the hell that he went through in Detroit. Good for him to finally be in a Super Bowl. And I also saw this one post, and it was a post of saying, Matt Stafford is playing in the Super Bowl. Eminem is performing in the Super Bowl. That is the closest thing that Lions fans will get to a Super Bowl. That made me laugh so hard. And I'm like, well, my favorite team and my favorite artist is in the Super Bowl. So I'll give myself a pat on the back.
You know what they say, you literally can't have anything in Detroit. I mean, heck, even Jake Paul is in the Super Bowl now. Man, Cooper Kupp looks like Jake Paul. Is that just me?
No.
It's just that beard and the hair, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, not that. Oh, God.
I think the Rams are. I think the Bengals are the favorite.
No,
not the favorite team to win, but I mean like favorited by most fans. I think people just want to see this kind of underdog story kind of go on. I think people are done. I think it's like the NBA, right? Everyone's just done with the same teams winning. I mean, of course, it's a different narrative now, right? Because, Milwaukee won and the Raptors won, all that. But no one wants to see, right? I mean, now that we'll get up to it, that Brady's gone, right? But no one wants to see the Bucks, or the Chiefs make it every year.
Yeah. Because I believe the stat was the Kansas City Chiefs have made 4 straight AFC championships in the last 4 years. And that is surprising. And one thing I also just want to mention, and this is kind of biased, but Joe Burrow, after his first rookie year, he didn't obviously stun anyone, but then he tore his ACL, give fans a heart attack, because when you tear your ACL, that's a tough injury to come back by, right?
That takes
and then you saw
months.
the scar. Yeah, months. It took him months to recover, and you saw the scar on his knee when he got those photos in the first year. It looked like, ooh, this might not look as pretty. But then he led the team to playoffs. First time in 30 years, won a wild card game, then beat the first seed Tennessee Titans, and then come out and beat the Chiefs. Holy crap. That is mind-blowing for a team that hasn't been in 30 years.
Those two teams they're powerhouses. And they had no problem against them.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Cincinnati, I've been a fan of Cincinnati for years, when Andy Dalton and that AJ Green were basically contenders for a Super Bowl, and they couldn't even make it past the wild card. This team was never actually truly bad all those years. They had good defense and good offense. It's just apparently Joe Burrow and Chase make it totally different.
It just was never completely glued together correctly. There was just always a piece missing, and it feels like now this team finally has all the parts that can just kind of work. But I think chemistry has a lot to do with that too, right? But It just seems like the team is just running with confidence. Like I was talking about how with Evan McPherson when he's doing his kicks, right? And he there's confidence there. It just seems like the whole team is just thriving with confidence and ability. Just they know what they can achieve, and they're 1-1 away.
I'm also not gonna lie. The Rams made a super team this year. They gave up a lot of draft picks for the players they got, like for Von Miller, Ramsey, and all those kind of talented players they added. Like Matt Stafford, obviously, as well in that situation. But dude, this team, this LA Rams team, it won't be easy.
Oh no,
this will be
no.
Who would you say is even better, the Chiefs or the Rams? Who, if you actually had after the games you've watched through the playoffs, which would have been the better team so far, in your opinion, out of that?
Man, okay, so
the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs had the better offense, but the Rams defense, holy crap.
Yeah, I think I think the Rams in general just better overall. Chiefs had the better offense, yeah, but the Chiefs had a lot of defensive issues with both games, right? That, and even against the Bills as well, which is why they both went to overtime.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, both defenses in that game didn't even play well.
No, it's sacks everywhere, eh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I'm really excited for the Super Bowl. It's going to be one hell of a game, hopefully, defensively and offensively, because it's going to be a fun one. Tristan, do you have any picks or any predictions for this game at all, or you just kind of...
Well, my prediction is that there is going to be about 40% of the viewers watching the Super Bowl are waiting just for the halftime show.
It's going to be a good one.
Okay, so the halftime show will be good. You got Dre, you got M, you got Snoop, you got Lamar.
It's going to be
Can't complain with that.
That's a good line.
I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, it was nice seeing the weekend last year, but it was not the greatest performance, I'll be honest. But you know what? They kind of screwed the weekend over. He deserves a Grammy. Yeah. After Hours is a phenomenal album. I don't care what people say. Anyways,
wow, we're getting into music now.
I know, but back to football, though. This is going to be a great game. I hope to see just a bunch. You know what I hope to see? I just hope to see that, because it'll be in the Rams stadium. It'll be
the Rams will be at home basically for this game, because at the beginning of the year they said it would be in LA, and the Rams technically have home advantage.
Are you sure they were home this game? I mean, there was way more red. There was way more red.
If you actually did watch the game, there was a lot of 49ers fans there, and it was way more red than blue. I can make sure of that. But
no, but okay, I'll actually make a real prediction though.
All right.
I couldn't even give you a score right now, so I'll have to think about it, but I'm going to say this. It will be an offensive, I feel like if the Rams win, oh man, because they can beat you both sides.
It's a close one.
You know what? Burrow's just going to have, I mean, he's got the confidence. Like I said, he's got the swagger. I think Burrow can overcome it, but if Burrow has struggles in the first half of the game and the Rams take advantage of that, I think they win. But I don't even think the O-line, like I was saying that there's a few O-line mishaps the last game for the Bengals, but I think the O-line will be fine. But I mean, I'm going to say as long as you keep Burrow having to, or force him to make plays or sack him, I think you win. And then...
Oh, so man, you truly don't have an answer, but I know what you're saying.
Honestly, you know what? I guess what my answer is coming to is just defense is going to win it.
Well, defense does
win. I think LA has the better defense. You never know, though, right? Every game's different. You never know.
So, through all these predictions over the playoffs, I've always chosen Cincinnati. And it's not like I am being a little bit biased because it's my team, duh. But, however, Cincinnati has stepped up every single time I've chosen them. And I don't see the reason of, dude, how much motivation right now they have, and they're focused. If you beat the Tennessee Titans and the Chiefs, good for the Rams still beat Tom Brady, and then you obviously beat a really easy team in the 49ers, but made it a bit more close than you should have. But I see Joe Burrow winning his first Super Bowl.
How big of a loss do you think CJ Uzomah is for the team? Excuse me.
I hear his injury was an MCL sprain.
Okay. Oh, okay, so just a sprain.
It's just a sprain.
I was worried it was a full tear.
Oh yeah, me too. I saw the tackle. It was not pretty. It gave me a heart attack. But again, Super Bowl's in 2 weeks, so he should be back by then, hopefully.
Okay, so that's good. I actually haven't heard any news on it yet because I haven't seen any reports on it. So I'm guessing they're just gonna rest. Thank goodness they have the week off. I think both teams are gonna need it. Speaking of hits and all that stuff, I gotta say, Deebo Samuel, he didn't deserve that, man.
He was very upset after the game.
He took too many just crucial. Man, some of those hits on him were just agonizing. I'm like, man, this guy is just getting pummeled out there.
He left his body on the line, and they sadly came with a loss, which even after seeing him with the game over, it was sad to see him kind of crying because he busted his balls for that game.
100%.
And
it was good to see some sportsmanship out of OBJ. I guess I was also going to say too, it's awesome seeing Odell Beckham
kind of coming back. Totally just...
I know.
I don't know what to say,
but you think of it, it's like if OBJ doesn't have this comeback season, I don't think you have the Rams where they are right now. Right? Because pieces won't all fit together.
He's a really useful second, third option for Stafford, especially when Cooper Kupp's in double teams or something. But Odell Beckham has proven the haters wrong from Cleveland, and obviously it looked like it was more than him. It could have also been a Baker problem or anything.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really.
Well, it seems like there's a bit of a management issue with that team, though.
Oh, the Browns. Don't go there. The Browns have tons of issues.
We can have a whole podcast just talking.
We could probably
Who's worse, them or the Steelers management?
Oh, Browns, 100%. Not even a discussion. Browns.
The Steelers management.
Steelers can win Super Bowls.
I know, but they
have won Super Bowls at least.
Sorry,
the Browns have been have collapsed on their heads so many times that they can't even get a run since the 50s. I think 50s, 70s. 50s or 70s. Too far to remember.
Honestly.
Too far to remember. But anyways.
Okay, so before we go on and move on to the Flame stuff, I think my prediction...
we're going back to prediction. Shit.
I'm going with you on this. You know what? I think Burrow.
You bandwagoning?
I think I'm gonna bandwagon.
Yeah,
I'm bandwagoning. Let's go.
We got T-Dog and B-Dog both for the Bengals.
Bandwagon 33-29.
Oh, you got a close game.
I think they're gonna be close. I think these teams are honestly equal in a lot of ways. I do think, of course, LA's defense is better. And it just all depends on, I think, how much room that you give Stafford. Because you were saying Stafford's not. He doesn't like going out of the pocket, right?
He's a pocket passer.
He's a pocket passer.
Joe Burrow is more of the. He can be a pocket passer, but he can run if he wants to.
Yeah,
he obviously proved that.
You're gonna have to rush the QBs, I think, and whoever can rush the QBs and force them to make either interceptions or just really dumb plays, or just have them, force them to throw the ball out of bounds, right? Lose it down and stuff. Then I think that's what's gonna cause a win for whoever.
Offense gets people in the seats, pays the tickets, and defense wins championships. However,
that is facts.
That is facts. And if you guys are curious, the Super Bowl is on February 13th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know. It might be different on your time, but obviously you have a phone, so just search it up if you're not really willing to rely on me. But anyways, Tristan, we got a Flames game that we just watched to talk about.
We should start with the Canucks game first, though.
Oh yeah, I guess we should.
We never did a record for that one, right?
Oh, sorry, my bad. We're going to talk about the Vancouver Canucks versus Calgary Flames game, and Calgary did win 1-0.
Hold on, can I just quickly give the recap, and we can just
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This is all I need for the recap.
Go ahead, go do your thing. Such a boring game to watch. It was such a boring game to watch.
What? No, seriously though,
Gaudreau scored?
yeah,
literally. You were sleeping through the first 3 periods, and then you wake up to OT and see Gaudreau score. That's literally all I have to say. That is all I really...
That is exactly how it went. Like, the goaltenders played sufficient enough. I mean, okay, so Demko had 32 shots on him, and Markstrom had 15. Where was the offense for Vancouver that game?
Oh my god, it was brutal offensively for Vancouver.
I can't even say that even defense even had that much to even play in this game. I mean, the defense had a part to play, but it was just the goaltenders making saves because, again, when a goaltender doesn't get a lot of shots from between the last time they got a shot to the next shot, that's usually pretty dangerous. So honestly, for me, I'm watching this game. We're trying to watch this game without falling asleep and being like, okay, well, I really hope Markstrom doesn't let in this next goal, and it's just like a wiffle ball. This game was just, I mean, is it a Sutter win? I don't even know if it's a Sutter win. I think it was just the Flames were tired. I think the Canucks were tired, and it just happened that there wasn't really a push for the last 5 minutes of the game, and then of course you go to overtime, and then we just the Flames get a lucky break, and boom. Gaudreau there with the winner goal. I mean, that was a nice little 85-mile-an-hour slap shot, as Hunter Ang Singh reported there in the broadcast. And so, it's great for Gaudreau, man. He's just getting his goal scoring streak up there, of course. Yeah. And it was broken with St. Louis, but he comes back and gets that goal. Well, Markstrom with the 7th shutout of his career, of the season, which is impressive.
He's getting pretty close to that record, isn't he? Because what's the record for shutouts in a season?
For Kippers is 10. In franchise is 10. You have
Holy crap. What are we, halfway basically now? And he's only needs 3 more?
After playing the Dallas game, we're 41 games, so literally exactly halfway.
He breaks that record. I think he breaks it.
Oh yeah, I think the way that the Flames can play when he's behind, when they actually want to, play a consistent game of defense and not, cough out the puck every 10 seconds in the D zone, then 100%. Yeah, he'll get maybe even 12 or 13 shutouts in my opinion.
Yeah, that would be very nice for Markstrom to see. And also about this game, I'm not going to lie, the Flames, both teams were very good defensively. Vancouver couldn't figure out a way to get the puck out without dumping it, and it was brutal to watch. Like our buddy Jason, obviously, we mentioned him a few times on here, and he's a huge Vancouver fan, and watching him during this game was kind of funny. Like, it was funny seeing a little Vancouver fan go blow his brains out because of this game. But hey, it was funny to still take a win.
We were joking because he was talking about Alex Chase on there, and I made a bet with them, like, okay, if Alex Chason scores a goal, but he actually has to shoot the puck, no tip, no deflection or whatever, I get your Elias Pettersson.
Did you hear
jersey.
he scored the game after?
Yeah, he did.
Jason texted me and spamming me like, dude, Alex Chason scored. And I'm like, does that mean the bet's still on?
I wish it was.
Yeah, I wish. We could have put the Pettersson jersey up here.
I've always wanted that Black Skate Canucks jersey, man. It's one of the prettiest jerseys ever created in the shell there.
Oh, 100%.
But I don't win it, but
it's pretty close. It's up there. It's really good jersey design.
Man, Thatcher Demko's a good goalie.
He is. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Vancouver has a bright goaltending future for sure.
Oh yeah,
especially with
the fact that Spencer Martin, I found that out. He's a 5th string goalie.
Yep, and
that's crazy. 5th string, and the way he was playing, that's something, man. I mean, heck, you even put him up maybe next season.
Why
when
when Vancouver has better goaltending depth than forward depth?
I don't know about forward depth.
Or would you say defensive depth?
Defensive depth, because to me, all they really have is Hughes.
Well, they got Oliver. Is Larson still there, right?
OEL, I mean, yeah. You know what? OEL's he's just not as consistent as he used to be. But I mean, Huggy Bear, OEL, and I mean, I don't know, man. Do you consider Myers like? What do you consider? Like,
Myers?
He just makes a lot of dumb plays sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
But he does have a defensive side that's really
Myers
strong.
Did get kicked out of that game for that hit, though.
For the hit.
It wasn't a good
See, I understand. I can get where people are kind of whatever with the hit because, well, yeah, it was, he's way taller, but
it was shoulder to the head, and it looked like
you
it wasn't
still
a pretty.
Call that.
It wasn't a pretty hit.
You still gotta call that. Like, it's just, you can't have use the tall as an excuse, right? And then same thing with a short guy. If a short guy, it's like, and it reaches up and hits him in the head, right?
Yeah. Tristan, I don't really have much more to say about this game. You and I almost slept through until the end. So, any last words?
Well, they won it, and I was thinking, well, you know what? I think they're going to go on a bit of a winning streak. So you come to this game, and they score early in the first. So I'm like, okay, cool. Nice pass by Rosicho, by the way, to Lewis for that goal.
Nice.
That wasn't bad at all. And then the Stars score, which was a really weird bounce. That was just one of those. Okay, even before, let's just quickly go
Rewind.
back here. Rewind here. Why was Markstrom starting again?
Oh, I think that was his 8th straight start.
He was so tired.
Yeah, I know. That was like Sutter does that. He likes to grind those goalies and make them work. And obviously, when you're winning, what was he out of the 8 games? I think he only lost like 1 or 2.
I think. Yeah,
like either 1 or 2, and he was kind of on a hot streak. So I kind of get why he wanted to keep playing him. But however, he must have been exhausted.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that was a weird one. And then the Jason Robertson goal on that which was the second goal, was he should have had that for sure. That was a good shot.
That was a good shot.
Between the legs of Anderson, and it just elevates right to the top of the net. That was a good goal. Jason Robertson is a pickup. He was picked 39th overall in the 2017 draft.
You remember that?
Well, I just watched a video on it earlier today on that. That's why I remember.
I was like, damn, that's a little weird spot in your mind to just keep that.
No, it was just in my back of my mind because I watched like a quick video on it today, and I just heard it. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. They're playing the Stars today. Funny enough, he scores.
And then in the second period, we also have Jamie Benn scoring and making it 3-1 for Dallas.
I don't know where the defense was on that play.
I just kind of looked at it and just kind of had shame.
Yeah, literally.
Like nothing crazy, just like, damn it. And you go into the third 3-1, and oh God, sorry, I'm lost of words. You go.
Yeah, well, so you have that, and to me the whole time I'm thinking, well, there's a lot of giveaways. They were playing sloppy in the defensive end, absolutely sloppy. It was a weird, like they completely outshot us in the... Well, no, they didn't completely, but they outshot us in the second.
That was actually one of the first games that we got outshot, because usually we're outshooting them a lot. And
for a bit, no, but we did come up with...
We did come back.
I know what you mean, but it was a weird back and forth game. Like the first period was really... It was kind of anyone's game, and then Dallas, I would say, dominated the second. You come into the third, and I mean the Flames just came back like they just
the crazy Calgary comeback. Hey.
Comeback kids, man.
The comeback kids are back.
Straight up, that was crazy. Well, was one thing about it is they pull Markstrom. So Sutter takes Markstrom out of the game after that period, and then starts Vladar in the third.
He was tired.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Markstrom was just tired and exhausted, and I'm glad. You know what? That I think they're listening to him. So, do you think Vladar starts tomorrow? He
should. We versus Arizona.
You versus Arizona, exactly. I don't see any reason to put Markstrom in.
Just in case, you never know. But anyways, we started our first goal with Mangiapane, and that made it 3-2.
Yeah,
and that was from assists from Coleman and Hanifin, which is, I don't have much to say about the goal. It was a nice goal. It was apparently the starter.
Yeah,
it was the starter that you needed.
And then a few moments later, then you have
Tkachuk bringing it around the net, gives it open to Gaudreau, and he knocks it in, tie game.
So that was crazy because like we're watching this, and I didn't think they were gonna come back.
Oh no, I thought it was 5 minutes left. Oh god, this is like the last 5 minutes of just sorrows, and then those two score, and you're like, oh crap, tie game. Okay,
that Gaudreau goal was nice because when you watch the replay, you see Lindholm battling in the corner for the puck. The puck pops out. It goes by his shoulder. He literally throws up his shoulder to direct the puck to Tkachuk. Tkachuk takes the puck and then wraps it around for Johnny.
Beautiful.
Which was like a really nice goal. That was pretty cool to see.
You know what was even a better goal, though?
But before you even get to that goal, think of it. So this, all of a sudden, ebbs and flows come to your mind because that happens, and then Shillington takes a holding call, right? I don't think he didn't even mean to. But, you know, you just get caught up in the player there, and it's like, okay, yeah, you got to call that.
Yeah.
However, good penalty kill. Shout out to Chris Tanev.
Oh, Chris Tanev, beautiful. I am so thankful for a defensive defenseman like that. Oh, we've had our defensive struggles a little bit since Mark Giordano left.
Yeah.
But Chris Tanev there, oh my God, it's so nice to have a defenseman like that from Vancouver.
So much, man. It's just like, one thing I love about Tanev is you don't hear about him a lot. And the reason why is because he does his job correctly.
Yeah.
You know what? It's like giveaways. I don't see him give away the puck as much as some other defensemen.
You know what, though? He doesn't.
Fourth liner or third line defenseman.
We don't need to talk about that. Anyways, but with Tanev, he's not like the flashy player that like gets points and all that. He's meant to be a defensive player that saves you for defense.
I think that's the whole point. I think his missing tooth just kind of shows what type of like defenseman he is. You know,
yeah.
Like, he grinds, but it's great. So
we kill off the penalty kill.
Yeah, exactly. You kill the penalty, and then who comes out of the box? Oliver Shillington.
4-on-1 back.
That passing play.
Tic-tac-toe goal. 4-3 win for the Flames.
Poor Ottinger.
Wow.
Poor Ottinger, man.
Wait, what? Oh, what was the
Ottinger
nickname?
had a great game though. I mean, he's a great goalie. There's a few plays. I mean, there's some lucky posts for him as well, but 40 shots on goal. So I'll give you the stats for the goaltenders. Ottinger had a .900 save percentage, 36 saves out of 40. Markstrom had 20 saves out of 23 shots with an .870. And then Vladar rested it with 5 saves out of 5 shots. So in total, the Stars had 28 shots.
So does he get a shutout then?
No, I know what you mean. I'm only joking.
Shutout for the period.
If I'm correct, I think you have to play more than half the game.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I can't remember.
You got to play I think it is basically full game, I think. But anyways, great win for Calgary. Great comeback. I'm very happy. Great comeback. I'm very happy.
I really hope that, even with Arizona, I mean, yeah, they're one of the worst teams in the league right now, of course. So you think that you have it in the bag. But games like these,
you still have to come out aggressive.
You have to actually play the game. Too many times I've seen this team go against a team that, on paper and on ice, is not as
it shouldn't be as close
talented
as it is.
And not as good as and it should not be as close as it is. It's like with Ottawa. We always have struggles with Ottawa. Is
it just because Tkachuk's brother's captain there, and he's like, oh, I don't like you anymore?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying like Ottawa's bad. They have some great young talent. It's just Ottawa, of course, needs to develop their players and of course actually gain a consistency.
Yeah.
Arizona just seems to have a little bit of a an identity problem, I think. I think a lot of players want out as well. You're hearing Chychrun. I think Kelso was even talked about a little bit there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you just better come out strong and, just, get the first goal and then go from there.
You just basically, you just have to play like you always, the Flames always basically have to play how they do every time. And you got to come out aggressive. You got to get the first goal. Yeah. That's how I see the Flames winning games most of the time. If you come out aggressive first 2 minutes and you score the first goal, there's a good guarantee that you win.
100%.
It's not like always guaranteed, but usually when the Flames get the first goal and they come out big, they usually win the game.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I just can't stress it enough. It's just like with this Dallas game, there are so many sloppy plays in the D zone. So too many sloppy plays in the D zone, and it could have easily gone either way. Where it's like Stars could have been up another goal or two because of a sloppy play.
Third line, man. Third line's giving me chills.
It's they're inconsistent.
And they're not good chills, man.
Well,
they're not good.
Some games they play a decent, game, but then some games it's like the turnovers are just there. Like this game was just.
It's not even Gudbranson.
Oh, it's funny because the Stars
he's good on the penalty kill.
On the stat sheet, the Stars had more turnovers than the Flames, but I think the reason why we felt that the Flames had more turnovers than the Stars was because those turnovers were more danger scoring
way
chances.
More dangerous scoring chances.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a little bit of a heart skip there, buddy. Most of those times.
But you pull out the win, you're second in the wild card right there with 4 games in hand on the third place, which I think is the Kings, if I'm correct. And
you're a very happy Flames fan.
I'm feeling optimistic. Yeah, I think they win Arizona, of course. I really hope they do.
Yeah, me too.
And then you have a whole week off, which I think the players will definitely need. But after that week, you're gonna have to come back and keep the consistency going.
And Tristan, you are right. Actually, the Flames are in a second wild card spot and 3 points behind LA.
And we have how many games in hand?
5?
5 games?
5? Yeah,
see?
5.
That's why I'm not worried. We have 5 games in hand, and we're 3 points behind. So that's 2 wins.
And we verse Arizona next, and then we go into the All-Star break.
Yeah. So
so
just finish off strong. I guess that's all we ask.
Finish off strong,
right?
Because that would be a great start for the next half of the season. 100%. But anyways, still talking about the Flames. Tristan, we have some interesting contracts to talk about, don't we? Some interesting players and contract problems.
This is why I got to get off Instagram. I'm seeing all those speculation rumors, because then you cringe at how, I don't know. So are you probably talking about the Matthew Tkachuk?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about everyone we have to sign this season.
Yeah, okay. So we started this conversation off with So I go on. We'll shout out Puck Report NHL on Instagram there, and they had a little news bulletin saying about Tkachuk, and it seems like Tkachuk's agent and party or whatever is looking around for a $9 to $10 million long-term deal. So I think we're the Flames, of course. That is great, right? You want long-term for Tkachuk. But, of course, I think we all expected about that money, $9 to $10 million. It's just...
I'm not gonna lie, if he keeps playing the way he does, honestly, I could see him deserving it.
Oh, no, he deserves the money. It's just, like we were saying, you got a lot of people to sign, man.
You still have Johnny Gaudreau to sign. You still have Mangiapane to sign, and then a bunch of fourth-liners that are not end of the world, and then you also have Oliver Shillington to sign as well, which is really crappy because it's kind of a decide situation for the Flames right now because you have Johnny Gaudreau, your first line. He's probably playing one of the best seasons so far he has so far.
He's gonna get a payday. He's gonna get a payday
so far, but it's either from us or someone else.
Exactly.
Gaudreau's 28. He's in his prime. But Tkachuk's 24. He's a young guy. Mm-hmm. Which one do you choose?
But the thing is, they play a different style.
Exactly. But they're playing on the same line, and they play perfectly together.
Which is weird to say that, but it's like, Johnny has the speed, and that his skating is so good. His transition game is phenomenal. But it's... think of it, size difference. I mean, Tkachuk you love because he's grittier. He's great on the power play because he's always in front of the net, and he's a shit disturber, right? So it's like, you'll love having that. It's almost like having a bit of a Marchand, in your lineup. And Tkachuk, a player like that could easily take a specific team to the cup. So If Calgary doesn't work, there was also talk about other teams like Dallas, funny enough, Nashville, the Rangers, and Vegas. If any
Why
of
is it
these
Vegas?
teams,
Why is it always
well,
Vegas?
Vegas has the money. It's just they'll probably just trade out their other.
They just got Jack Eichel. They already have Alex Pietrangelo or whatever. Sorry.
See, Vegas does this thing where they have you on the team for 2 or 3 years and then they just let you go. They ship you off.
Fleury.
Like
They did Fleury so dirty.
They did. I don't like the way Vegas honestly deals with their team because
You're not really like.
there's no loyalty. It's like, oh yeah, try this little chemical
reaction.
yeah, and then if this doesn't work, okay, blow it up or not blow it up, but and fix it and whatever.
It's kind of like the NBA in a sense, and they're kind of taking it that way.
Yeah, I guess Vegas kind of is pulling an NBA, trying to do something like that. It's just eventually they're gonna if you sign a Kachuk, right, with older. I mean, their forward depth is crazy, but eventually you're gonna probably lose some on your defense, and you're gonna lose depth and the goaltending. Your goaltending might be a problem too. I think Leonard's a great goalie, but man, I
don't see a whole lot of prospects back there.
I think Vegas is a weak spot. Coming years will be, of course, their depth, and therefore they're gonna have to force and let go of some players.
I did say,
but hey, Vegas is a win now situation. That really is the truth.
I did say second round exit. Just
Yeah.
I did call that out.
That's
but
true.
actually, there are. Do you think the Flames would ever consider trading Backlund
I just don't
to
see
keep those
what,
two players? Well, because I'm looking at Cap Friendly, and Cap Friendly's been a really good friend to us, obviously, for this. And if you look at Backlund, he makes $5.3 million for 3 more years. And then you have Lucic that makes 5.2 for 2 more years.
good two-way. This is
But you also have a lot of prospects that could come
well.
up.
I'm saying is that Backlund's season isn't the greatest this year, and
You could
I'm
trade
a
him off for
Backlund fan, but I might be a bit of a homer, right? Just because he's been
But
on
do
the
you-
team ever since I've been a young guy, right? So same.
Oh, it hurts for me too. I've been a long Flames fan,
But
but
who do you-
also for the Caps, for if you want to try selling those players, you got to look at what you can give up.
Who do you get for Backlund though, especially with this season? Say
Well, if you want to save,
pace.
if you want to save cap, it depends. If you want to save cap space, so you can sign possibly Gaudreau and Kachuk and all those players, or are you actually trying to get something back? Because if you're trying to get something back for Backlund, I would go defense.
you might just have to get assets. Maybe Backlund.
Assets or
Backlund-
cap space. Which
Backlund-
one did
Back-
you choose?
Oh, sorry, I meant like prospect.
Oh, prospect.
Prospect aspects, but that would be like second, third rounders. Like you just probably use those to trade out for another thing. You probably just have to, maybe. Well, yeah, you'd probably trade him for cap space, of course.
You would have to, because basically how it's kind of looking, we're kind of getting a bit too close to that corner.
I just don't think because you're probably gonna have to retain salary for a player like him. To be honest, Tree Living always seems to find a way to retain salary when you trade.
Yep.
When we trade a
For
player,
some
I don't know, like it's because right now he's definitely not worth the 5.3 million. I mean, that would be great money to have.
Same with
when you need
Lucic.
it.
He's not worth the 5.2 million.
No, exactly.
But we still have to keep him. Oh wait, does he have no trade clause? I forget.
Does it not say on there?
It probably does. I'm just probably really dumb.
Yeah. I mean, Lucic. I think he seems like he enjoys it here. We all love Lucic. If he stays here, he's good. He's gonna take the pay cut. Of course he is. Like he's a good enough guy that he would. I think so.
I hope so.
I love Lucic. I think everything worked out. I'd love to still have him. Man, that's the thing, right? You could. I mean, of course, everything depends too. How does the team do? Do we even make the playoffs? There's a possibility we don't make the playoffs. Of course, I think we make the playoffs. And then how far do you go in the playoffs? If it's another first round exit, I don't think Gaudreau even wants to stay. I think he just tests the market.
Yeah, actually, that would probably. Yeah, but what happens if we go far with him?
Different story, right?
Would that be a completely different story for every single one?
I honestly think, say somehow you make, even if we made second round, you push the 7-gamer or you make it to the third round. These players are gonna want to stay because they're gonna see how the team is handling right now. Because pretty much, you know what, you can play it that you can have pretty much the same team. Well, for next season, no, I guess your bottom 6 will look different. And it always seems to be like that.
Yeah.
I never understood. You know who's 2 players I wish we kept?
Who?
Tobias Rieder and Derek Ryan.
Derek Ryan was really good.
I love them on the bottom six. I hate that because it's like, I wish you could have kept him, and then it's like you'd have that, and then you'd have like Lewis. Like Richardson's been alright, but I guess Pitlick, he just hasn't really proven much. But Trevor Lewis is kind of the only person on that bottom six that was just recently signed. That I just actually am like, you know what? I don't mind it too much. I mean, Brett Ritchie's got hustled too. I don't think he fits with the team, unfortunately.
Do you instead of like always signing fourth liners, would you ever
Yeah, true. That is a very true living thing. Just
instead of just automatically signing fourth liners, have you ever thought of maybe bringing up prospects from your AHL team to fill the spots, maybe give them a chance?
Maybe he likes having a first in the Pacific, the AHL team, you know? No, I don't know. I mean,
okay, it's always nice to
I gotta say,
shows your prospects.
Next year, you got Matthew Cordado, who's probably coming into the AHL, right?
Yep.
He's gonna be a goal scorer. He will become a goal scorer.
Mm-hmm.
But you have players like Zari and Peltier, even Matthew Phillips plays
Matthew
pretty well.
Phillips has 33 points.
Yeah, him and Peltier are pretty
games.
much in the same
yeah,
position.
they're in the same boat basically.
But you're right. You have young
players that obviously almost have the potential to come up. So, like, I was still kind of hurt when we brought down Valimaki and we put Zadorov.
Yeah.
And I'm like, seeing Zadorov playing lately, I'm like kind of getting concerned. And I'm like, okay, it's either they're going to either trade for a defenseman or you get rid of them and bring up a prospect. Because, like, your goaltending looks set. I've never seen Calgary look more set in a goaltending standard since Kiprusoff.
Oh yeah, no, I
defense. Sadly, the defense kind of fell off a bit since Gio left, and we used to have a really good defense, but it's kind of staggered. It's not the worst, it's not the best. Forwards have much improved.
They've much improved. We got scoring from a lot of different people and a lot of different lines this game, which was really nice to see.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like, you know, an Edmonton situation where it's, you know, usually a few players, you know, have most of the scoring or are in on the scoring.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I agree with you. You eventually got to start putting your young guys in, because like, I see potential with Peltier and, like I said, Zari. But you know, like Ruzicka, even he has made a few dumb plays. You know, he's gone in the penalty box a lot, but
he's still doing all right. He's still there when you need him. He made that really good pass for the goal.
Oh no, exactly right. I think he's proven that he could stay with the team for a bit longer. Does he stay after the All-Star break? I don't know. I mean, I guess with the taxi squad, right? Maybe they take him out and put someone else out on the taxi squad.
I would give him a few more games.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm not saying take him out. I think, honestly, right now with how the team is, keep him. And then if we do go on a losing streak, yeah, you know, you shuffle the lineup. But, I mean, the team's won the majority of their games in the span of, last 6-7 games. So you can't really complain about that. There has been some dominating wins. This was this game was a weird one in the sense of, you know, it was a comeback and it's pretty sloppy. But there's a few really dominating wins. It just depends on the night, I find. It kind of... And of course, depending on the night, it'll always kind of dictate how you feel. Like, oh, you know, this night the defense was bad. And of course, when we say, what about Valimaki? He should be on here instead of Zadorov. But then a night where they're absolutely dominating, then you're like, oh yeah, keep it. It's fine. You know, everyone played fine. There's some consistency there. It just depends on you know, of course, the how it's going for the team during that kind of stretch of games.
Oh yeah.
When you're talking about. But yeah, I know eventually you're gonna want to, and why not, right? You know, you got them as bridge deals.
Yeah.
I guess tax squad does kind of affect things, so maybe next year will be different in that sense.
You know what, though? We're going into the All-Star break. We have our last game against a very, hopefully crappy team, Arizona Coyotes, and we're going to just have a little break, and we're going to see how we do for the other half of the season. And, Tristan, we're about almost an hour.
Oh, nice. Well...
So, I
want to add one more thing.
All right.
So I keep seeing all these like players that trying to want to go on the trading block there for trade deadline, and I see like Tree Living putting the Flames name on most of them. So what were some names I've kind of pointed out in the podcast? Drew is even one, Claude Drew. I think he'll probably go to like an actual Stanley Cup contending team, though. I think he wants to. I think Colorado's the big name.
Claude Giroux, yeah, because he's been with Philly for what?
He's been
like how long?
His entire career, kind of.
Yeah,
thing,
pretty
right?
much. I think he needs a new fresh start because Philly's kind of fallen off a little bit.
Yeah,
For
a bit of a
some
retool.
Surprisingly enough, Carter Hart hasn't exactly looked like the goalie.
Yeah, it's
because remember watching him in the juniors?
It's a bit of a Bobrovsky moment where it's like strong and not strong at some times. But you know what? He's young. Give it some time, honestly.
Sure.
But it doesn't help, too. That team has been very lackluster with defensive capabilities as well. That kind of, you need something. Like, they've been struggling scoring as well, so.
Sure. Anyways, back to your names.
So there's that. There's Chychrun. There's Klingberg. One more defenseman. There's another defenseman. I just can't think of the name right now, but.
Do you know the team? Do you know the team?
I can't even think of the team right now.
Oh, come on.
But we'll figure it out. I mean, anyways, it's just like all these players, but how are you? Okay, if you trade for them or whatever, or you get some of these players for saying free agency. These players aren't in free agency, but there's still going to be some possibilities of players to pick up. Then does that also stagger yourself a bit with trying to sign Gaudreau, Tkachuk, and Manjina?
You know what?
And Shillington, per se.
So, for example, if we do pick up Klingberg and we do sign Tkachuk, I would be okay losing Gaudreau. And that
with the season he's having, really.
Yes, because so basically if the Flames do make the playoffs, they go for a deep run and you're like, "Oh, we need to upgrade our defense."
But that's best case scenario.
That is. But, however, you don't know if you're going to be able to sign both. And obviously, help to the defensive line with Klingberg as a top pair defenseman, plays good hockey.
Well, he plays top minutes. He's like a nurse in that sense. But the thing is with so people have a very strong opinion with him. People think he's one of the most overrated in the league.
Really?
I don't see. I think he's more stay at home and stuff. Well, no, I just think you have to overpay defensemen. So if you're going to go for a defenseman, you better make sure that when you're going for a specific defenseman, you know exactly what you're going to get, and that you're not going to get completely screwed over by overpaying him, because you're going to have to overpay a defenseman either way right now.
Do you want to hear his stats?
Yeah, for sure.
So he's played 37 games. He has 1 goal, 22 assists for 23 points. He has a minus 16 plus.
So it's not the craziest.
So obviously it's not the craziest, but he is one of their top defensemen.
I think he's been wanting out because of just how Dallas has been this season.
But if you can imagine Calgary, because you know that Calgary obviously doesn't have the best defense, but you know how much of an upgrade that would be to the defense overall? Like, it would suck if you lose a guy like Gaudreau. Obviously, he's having a prime year, and he's obviously killing it. But, however, if you look at it at a defensive standpoint, that is a great upgrade for our defense.
But you lose, but Gaudreau has...
But does it look like that we're going to lose him anyways because we got to sign Tkachuk?
I think
because
I
think
it's still possible.
Right now I would rather sign Tkachuk than Gaudreau, but I would love both still. But you take Tkachuk over Gaudreau because you've already had a long time with Gaudreau.
I see what you mean, right? But it's like, of course, it's funny because before this season, like a lot of us were even saying, trade him. It's just, you think about regular season right now, and of course it's not playoffs. He hasn't really produced much in the playoffs ever, but it's like you lose 18 goals and you lose 53 points. Like, you're going to have to eventually want to wound that up a bit.
Yeah, but you know who steps back up? The guy right behind him, Matthew Tkachuk, because he's producing
But that's what you hope, right?
Well, everything's a gamble, right?
That's true.
In this whole league, any draft could be a bust. Any draft pick could be a rocket.
Oh.
Like an absolute dime, basically.
I thought of the defenseman Ben Sherratt. Because Montreal, he wants out.
When you saw that mock draft, you lost your mind.
I'm going to show you, or I'm going to read out to you guys this mock draft I saw on
Brad
Twitter.
Living, if you're actually doing this trade, just put the phone down.
Okay, hold on.
Please don't embarrass yourself.
Okay, so Elliot Friedman was saying that Calgary was looking for Ben Sherratt, right? And speculation that him and Arturi Lehkonen could be coming to like our team to fetch to Ottawa for a first rounder plus a prospect at the trade deadline. So this guy had a mock draft, mock trade. Sorry. So the Flames, of course, would get Sherratt and Arturi Lehkonen. Now these would have some salary retained, but this, I hope not. I really hope not. So
If this is a trade, I stop being a fan.
So 2022 first rounder, okay, but then
A bit much.
so someone made a good point as well. So Zadorov would go, but the thing is with Zadorov is he's a free agent next like after the season, right? So whatever. But then you would also trade Jacob Peltier
No.
and Dustin Wolf.
No, you're stupid if you even try that.
I saw Dustin Wolf in this and cringed a bit because Dustin Wolf is going to.
He has great potential as a goaltender for the Flames.
Imagine if he goes to Montreal. Imagine if he goes to Montreal. He's going to become Carey Price 2.0. Dustin Wolf is going to be when his time comes, Dustin Wolf will become a phenomenal goaltender.
Then why? I don't get why Brad Treliving would even have that on his mind.
It's the win now scenario. I guess it's like,
Doesn't matter.
This is 5 years down the road, right?
Yeah, but Mark Strom is still he's over 30.
But that's what I'm saying. But
He's over 30. You paid him a lot of money, but Markstrom is over 30, and it doesn't hurt to look at another option like him. Well, and when you have him, you don't give him up.
I think Wolf could honestly be a backup in next year or 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess Vladar has another year, but
and then also if you look at the whole situation, as I go back to the Gaudreau not signing with us next year situation, look at Jacob. He has potential of being a great left winger for the team, and he could be your next step up. If Gaudreau does leave, and then you still keep Tkachuk and upgrade your defense.
But then technically, Arturi Lehkonen in that trade is your new, and then say Gaudreau leaves is your replacement for Gaudreau. That's I think he's good for a middle six guy, but I don't see anything really that satisfying about the trade. Honestly, a player that I'm looking at and I would love to, if somehow we could get him, is Tomas Hertl. I think he'd be a great. Look up his stats right now this season with San Jose. I think Tomas Hertl Tomas Hertl would be.
Thomas Tata.
Tata. Yeah, I know.
That was funny.
Remember
that video?
Yeah, literally. Oh yeah, when he's still on Montreal.
Yeah, when he's on Montreal.
Man, what happened to him? He's like, I don't even know what team. Oh no, doesn't he play for the Knights now?
Yes, I believe so. Anyways, which was the player again?
Tomas Hertl.
Okay, so he has played 46 games, has 22 goals, 16 assists for 38 points.
You hear 22 goals. That's what I'm looking at. Flames need goal scoring, man. They do.
And he has -1 ±, but that's not really
because
bad.
Games when we win, we usually get scoring from different lines and all that, but I love consistent goal scoring. And sometimes I think it's
what would you have
to important.
You probably have to add that basically that mock trade you made.
What's the salary cap too? Because that's what I'm saying, right? I would like him, but of course you think about cap too, right? So that of course has to play in.
I would like to thank again Cap Friendly. You are the most useful website for Flames or for NHL contracts or anything.
Do you want to know something about Cap Friendly?
Could I give his contract first?
Yeah, give up the contract.
So he has a $5.6 million 1-year contract left.
Yeah, so we're talking $5 million. I mean, you let go of Backlund. I mean, then you
if you trade out Backlund for him, that's a big upgrade.
But for Hertl, Backlund. Who else goals? I mean, you probably
actually, you know what you would do
for her.
You know what you could do for that? You would probably take out. You could add him.
You probably have to.
You can make Backlund, and you probably give up your first.
You're probably gonna have to give up one of our Stockton prospects.
No,
I for Hertl, I think you'd have to.
Really?
I think that's what the price would be. He seems like a hot commodity. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of bad with the mock trades, the mock drafts, but. I don't know.
Honestly, though, Backlund in a first is a lot. Backlund still puts up he's still, like you said, one of the most underrated two-ways in the league.
If you're trading a forward, if you're trading a forward, you're pretty much gonna want to.
You want a forward.
You probably want a defenseman or a different type of forward. I don't know.
Backlund is a very different forward than he is.
Two-way, you're right. It's two-way, but
and also you're adding a first-round pick to that.
I mean,
that's a lot.
They have some young guys coming in. I mean, Rudolph Balcers hasn't scored a lot, but I think Balcers is gonna, be a consistent.
And if you really need to add more picks to it, you can even add in Florida's second, and we still own our own.
Oh second. Yeah, from the Bennett trade, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So technically, I would see a first, a second, and backlink for that not being as bad. That would actually be quite an upgrade if even.
There's pieces
Hell,
there.
You could even take JT Miller like you were talking about a few weeks
JT
ago.
Miller's
Because
even there.
he's basically the same contract.
There's so many.
There's so many things that they can do. Just don't do that.
This is what annoys me. Because if you literally
There's so many.
had...
Yeah.
Imagine a team if somehow, like in a perfect world, you had Klingberg and you had Sherrod, and you also picked up Chikrin, and then you somehow picked up Hurdle and JT. I mean, like, just all those players, like, it's eye candy is what it is. You're like, oh my goodness, like, goals, actual consistent on the D line. Oh my goodness, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the team's doing good right now, so maybe it's too much to think about. Eventually, trade deadline will come. It's just I think
I'm excited.
the Flames need. I think the blue line will need a bit of a not a retool. I think it's I literally think the Flames are legitimately one forward piece and one defensive piece away from like
Contenders.
Up there with Carolina and New York. I'm not gonna say Florida and Tampa, but
I think the Flames' best thing to do. Yeah, 100%. But however, I think the Flames really need to do right now is just let them play how they are, because they're still winning a lot of games with how they've been playing. They're still playing great. Sutter did play Markstrom a bit more than we want, but now he's finally switching it up. So honestly, just let him. I think probably your best thing is just let him play and keep it up. I'm really happy with the team right now. I really don't see any trading needed until at least like a few weeks before the deadline or something unless you collapse everything.
Yeah, unless
that's the only reason why I would see them trading in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, unless like somehow you
when they come back from the All-Star break.
you come out of the All-Star break and then it's just you pull it. You're like what you become like 2-11-3 or something for example. Then it's like then you're gonna definitely want to do something because you won't even be in a playoff spot at that point. But yeah, no, the team is doing great so far, or right now, and I'm just excited to keep watching them, and I'm excited for some Super Bowl action to take off, not this coming week, but the week after. So.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Very
Sports
excited.
world is still
it's booming.
Good. Yeah, business is booming.
Business is booming, but. Sadly, we have run out of time, and we would just T-Dog and I would just like to thank everyone for listening and obviously showing the support still for the boys. Much appreciated. We would still love if you guys could like, share, and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment for anything that you have noticed or wanted us to talk about. Tristan, I'll let you take it away.
Yes, guys, perfect. Well, we also created an Instagram account for the podcast, so we will link that down in the description.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure to follow us, give us likes, and, comment or do whatever you want to do there on the Instagram. We're also going to eventually start putting these podcasts on other platforms such as Spotify, iHeart, and all other type of podcast platforms. So if you are interested in that, look out for that as well. Of course, we will announce that in a later coming podcast. And yeah, well, everyone, hope you guys are rocking in the free world pretty well. And hey, have a good one. Take care, guys.
See ya.